Yo, how's it going, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to episode 7, I believe, of Rogue to High Rated series, where I'll be analyzing all of my matches on my journey to top 200 on Dueling Book, playing Rogue decks only. And obviously, if you saw the thumbnail, my current deck of choice is Speedroids because it is the best deck of the format, baby. Hashtag Terror top to 3 with an errata, though. But let's go ahead and take a look at this matchup here. We got a very impressive opponent, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we are playing against the one and only Darkman alt at 1691 rating to our 858 rating. Yes, this is another Swordsoul matchup. I know there's a lot of them, but it's a pretty common deck to play at this high up on the ladder. So I hope you guys at least enjoy this match, even if it is the third Swordsoul we've had on this series. I am trying to pick different decks where I can, just so I can give you guys a bit of a variety, and so you guys can see how the deck plays against other decks that just aren't Swordsoul. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into it. I was pretty nervous to play against this guy. If you go on his profile, he has a huge laundry list of accolades of all the events that he's topped and won. Very good player, so really cool match. And he was also top 10 on DB at the time of this match, playing out, and we were also table 1, interestingly enough. So let's go and take a look at the rock paper scissors, and luckily for me, we do win that RPS. And of course, we are going to decide to go first here, 41 versus 40. And opening hands, we have cross out Adara, Moyi, Ecclesia, and Vessel. So he opened up really strong, but luckily here I also opened up really strong. We have Butterfly, Duke, Wheel, Hound, and Marble Machine. So we can play around Nib here, and we have ways to extend like a lot with the help of that Wheel, especially having that Duke already in hand. So you guys are going to see a very similar play line here that you guys have seen me done in plenty of previous episodes at this point. We're going to go ahead and, normal Marble, add Tekatomborg. That's going to go ahead and tag out for the Piper. Piper is going to reveal 2 here. And what do we grab off? I think we get an Ash off this. Yeah, we reveal Ash Marble. Obviously, I'm going to take the Ash Blossom. We don't need that second Marble Machine at this point. It's already served its purpose. We're going to go ahead and use Butterfly here, increase its level by 1, and Synchro 10 into an early Baron. And I hear a lot of Speedroid players tell me that like they think the deck has a hard time playing through Nibiru, and I'm just like, are you playing Butterfly? Are you going to be playing Wandering Griffin Rider? Because I oftentimes have no issue playing around things like Nib or playing through things like Nib, especially if you open up things like Marble Machine or in a hand like this where you open up Butterfly Marble. Very easy to play through the Nib. And the one thing I like about Griffin Rider going forward better than Hound is, I've talked about this in the past before, is it doesn't conflict with Nib and Gamma, because you can chain Griffin Rider at a certain point with Nib and Gamma to get it on the field, whereas you can't with Butterfly. But the early Baron plays with Griffin work with either Marble Machine or Hound. Whereas the Griffin play, or the Butterfly play for Nibiru, Anti-Nibiru, doesn't really work so well with just Hound. It just kind of becomes a random wind extender at that point, which isn't so terrible. But obviously it could be better. So, the Griffin Rider being a 7 is going to be a huge game changer for the deck. And I cannot wait for Grand Creators to release so I can crack some packs and hopefully pull some Griffin Riders. But yeah, now that we've got Baron established, I'm like, he's got to have 2 hand traps to stop me. So we're going to go ahead and burn the wheel right here. And I also did this because I want a way to get into Rubber Band Shooter. And the only way to get into Rubber Band Shooter is by getting another wind. And wheel is the only way that I'm going to be able to do that. That was a lot. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and roll a 1. Which is great. And I got to be honest with you guys, like, I swear a ton of my wheel rolls lately on ladder have just been 1s. Like, it's absolutely hilarious. I mean, I did play against one Sky Striker player, and I did roll a 6. He typed "whoa" in chat, and he quit, which was hilarious. I was going to show that to you guys in an episode, but it was, like, way too short. If you guys want to see that really short Sky Striker episode, I guess let me know. But, yeah. So, we roll a 1 here, which is, like, fine. We just need 1 body anyways, and we're not going to synchro into Cork Shooter. We're just going to go for Rubber Band Shooter. And we're going to go ahead and banish a 6 here. And now, because I had Hound in hand already, I was like, I could technically reveal like a car turbo here. And if I get the car turbo, I have the Hound. So like, yeah, so that's what I do. And I get the Terror Top anyway, so it didn't really matter. And I was like debating, do I normal Hound or do I normal Terror Top here? Especially since I already have the Duke Engrave, and I have dice access too, which is kind of insane. So a lot of things we can do here. Definitely can make double Crystal Wing. But I want to know if there's anything else I could have done here. If I could have made like Shen Crystal Wing as well. I definitely could have made Shen here. 100%. Definitely could have made Shen. Could I made Shen Crystal Wing though? That's the real question. That is the real question. So we're going to go ahead and Duke now for... Go for dice. Could I have made Crystal Shen? Because you guys will see in a moment, like, I know how this plays out. You guys don't, but I feel like having Shen access would have made a big difference to how this game actually played out. Maybe going for double Crystal Wing wasn't the actual play. So we still modify levels here. We go for level 2. We go for the Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter is obviously going to revive. And we're going to go ahead and bring out these. So, and I still have the card turbo now. We haven't used card turbo yet, which is kind of huge. Yeah, so after some thought here, I think I could have definitely pulled off the Baron Crystal Wing Shen. So we use dice here on the Terratop, so we make that a level 4. That is still the correct thing to do. That's going to give us Hagoi to access. Now, what I would need to do here... okay, so no, I couldn't make Shen and Crystal Wing. It was one or the other. It was either Shen or a singular or double Crystal Wing. Because I would have to use the Hagoita here to tribute itself off to make this a 4. Then Hagoita brings itself back. And then we synchro a 4 and a 5 for 9. So we end on Baron Shen with Ash. But I wanted it to go here just for the double Crystal Wing, I guess. And I decided to, like, partially play around Lightning Storm. Yeah, so we summon out the card turbo here, and we use Hagoita's revive effect. And we go ahead and synchro for a second copy of the Crystal Wing. And my opponent draws a Protos for turn, which is like an insane top deck. And this is why I hate this card so much. You guys will see in a minute. So he's going to go ahead and lead with Adara. Obviously, I let this go through. And then he's going to go ahead and link that off for Monk. And then he's going to go ahead and Vessel. I decide to Ash the Vessel here because I do not want him to get basically a free search and send. That'll get him access to Vishuda, which will kind of out the whole board. He burns Cross out here. And I do decide, you know, I'm going to go ahead and hit that with Baron because he must really want this Vessel to go through. And obviously, if it does go through, he's going to get access to Vishuda. Yeah, so like I have to not let the Cross out go there. And then he's gonna go ahead and spec Ecclesia, and I think he normal summons the Mo Yi, and he's gonna go ahead and synchro 8 for Boxia, which is huge. He only used 1 worm for the synchro this, so he only gets to spin 1, and you can chain block this Boxia too, which is insane. Getting so much value out of these cards here. He's gonna go Chainlink 2 Mo Yi, Chainlink 1 Boxia. And he's going to target the Crystal Wing to put back. And I'm obviously just going to negate the Mo Yi. Like, if he's going to spin the Crystal Wing back anyways, I might as well just, you know, prevent him from getting a draw. And then he's going to go ahead and use the other effect of Baxia, targeting itself. Yeah, target one card you control and one level 4 lower monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card in the field if you do special in that other monster. So, like, if I let this go through, he brings out either Mo Yi or Ecclesia. If he brings out Mo Yi, he reveals the Protoss, gets a token. But like at that point, like there's no like stopping the Protoss in its hand. He targets itself in Ecclesia, so like obviously I have to stop that. He hasn't used Ecclesia's special summon from deck effect, so I'm gonna stop that. And I'm thinking, you know what? That last card in his hand better be pretty good, or else he's gonna lose right now. And we're gonna take this one very, very easily. But it's Protoss, like the one of. At least I assume it's a one of in his list, and it's literally the absolutely most insane 6 card he could have drawn for this field, because now he just calls wind and I lose. The game is actually just over with him typing wind into the chat and clicking declare. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, oh, like, and like, how was I supposed to prepare? And should I have prepared for a 6 card Protoss, right? Like, I don't think that's the correct thing to do, because like, how would I have possibly, you know, come to the conclusion that, oh, maybe the last card in his hand is Protoss, right? I feel like I had to burn every negate that I did at the point that I did, because there were so many good threats. Like, and then he swings in for 35. And yeah, I top deck Imperm, which is like okay. So I just hold the Imperm. There's no point in like normaling the Hound into this board. We pass. He draws the Adara for turn. He banishes it from the hand to add back the Mo Yi, and really doesn't play into any hand traps at all. And I guess setting the Hound, I guess setting a Hound and Imperm here, right? Set Hound, set Imperm. He goes for that route probably. And let's see here. Declare one monster in the field. Destroy all monsters in the field with that attribute. So like, yeah, I'm pretty sure if I have a set wind monster, he calls wind again, he can actually still try to lock me. So he would add back the Mo Yi. At least I would assume he would go Adara, add back Mo Yi, and probably just try to go, because it's a very simplified game state right now. And then he would actually probably still call wind first, I'd Imperm, and then go battle phase, and I would live another turn. And I have the Hound would have been put in grave. So we would have had the Hound follow up with the Hagoita. And yeah, that would have made Kite Drake. Cleared these, run this over, and then he's top decking. Or I make Crystal Wing and run over the Protoss and also leave him top decking and have Crystal Wing. So like, yeah, I want to say now looking back, I definitely should have set the Hound. I should have set the Imperm, and yeah, wow, that was a little bit of throw there. I mean, maybe it's not a throw. Like, him drawing Adara for turn is like low-key really good there. I guess with how little life points I had left, I should have set the Hound and should have set the Imperm. Like, I didn't want to commit because I'm like, he has to kill me, right? He has to draw something that's going to give him enough damage to game me. And I mean, he just so happened to. So like, I took a gamble there. It was a calculated risk. I didn't just do that because like, oh, well, guess I lose now. It was like calculated risk, right? He has to draw something that's going to be able to kill me. Because, you know, another 35 is not going to be enough for game. And I can hold the Imperm. I don't know what I was holding the Imperm for, I guess. I should have just set everything, man. That actually kind of hurts to watch back, actually. Because I thought there was no way I win there, but there was definitely a way to win by setting the Imperm and the Hound. But we're into a game, and that's why we look over our matches, folks. That's why we do that. So we're into game 2. My opponent opens up Adara, Ashina, Imperm, Ash, Nib. A lot of going second cards here, 3 to be exact. And I open up Tekatomborg, Imperm, Hound, Recovery, Car Turbo. So with this particular hand, there is like, I want to say, what's the most direct way to like try to play around Nibiru? Normal Hound, dump gate, summon gate. That's a 2, so that's 1, 2. Summon out. Tekatomborg, that's 3. Duke is 4. Agoita is 5. Car Turbo is 6. If he nibs there, we still make. Yeah, I wonder if I make that play. I definitely don't make that play. Why am I even wondering? I definitely don't. We dump Gate, and Gate is going to bring itself out here. So with this hand, like, I had the, you know, it's not an anti-Nibiru play, but it is a way to play through Nibiru. But, like, he also has Imperm Nib, which is insane. So, like, he could just let me build a board and not care at the end of the day. But he does burn, I guess by going this route, he does burn the Imperm on the rubber band shooter. And I am going to go ahead and Car Turbo here. And we're going to go for the Auroradon route. And my opponent, you know, at this point could drop Nib. And I want to say it would be an alright Nibiru here if he dropped it. I still could obviously make a play. But it would be an okay Nib. Him also dropping it here would be pretty fantastic as well. And honestly be better now at this point. But he has the Ash for the Tekatomborg, which hurts a ton. And I think at this point he thinks I'm pretty much done with my turn, but I still have a play. I could either attribute these 3 to go ahead and add back the Duplicate, which I guess plays around Nib more, and just kind of hold the recovery for next turn. But I decided to use the Auroradon effect here to go ahead and pop 2, summon out the Tetherwolf, and then we recovery back the Car Turbo here. And I don't know if he didn't nib here because, like, he didn't know I have access to Baron. I'm going to assume that's probably what it is. Yeah, so we go ahead and Synchro Baron and set Imperm. So, like, through Ash, through Imperm, we still end on Baron, set Imperm. Not terrible. We have Recovery and Hound and Grave as decent follow-up. And my opponent is going to Nibiru in the end phase. Obviously, I'm going to have to negate and destroy that, which sucks to burn. Obviously, the Baron effect there. But my opponent's going to top deck Ecclesia, which is kind of bonkers. Very, very good top deck there for him. He's going to spec Ashina. Going to go ahead and link that into the Monk. And then he's going to go and spec Adara. And then spec the Ecclesia. Activate Ashina. And that is going to go ahead and spec him a Vishuddha. And right now he has access to a Synchro 8, which is kind of absurd. And since he's synchroed with 2 worms with different attributes, he can actually spin 2 here. And I think he targets the Baron and the set. And obviously, I have to Imperm here. Such good, like, threat, like pressure being applied here very, very early on. Forcing out whatever that back row is. And then he's going to go ahead and activate the Adara. That's going to get him back the Ashina. And then he's going to tag out that Ecclesia into the Mo Yi. He's already given himself back the reveal. And he's going to get the token. And he's going to go ahead and Synchro 8 here into Chi Zhao, Chainlink 1 Chi Zhao, Chainlink 2 Mo Yi. Go ahead and draw a card. He draws into Desires, which is an insane draw into draw 2 and adds Emergence. And that's going to be the end of the game because he's going to go search out Protoss. And he has a light, a water, and a fire engrave. Or a light, white, a water, a light, and a dark to be able to go ahead and banish here. And he could also just still Vishuddha bounce this back if he wanted to, but he does not need it. Double checking where the Imperm was so he doesn't play it in the Imperm column. Very, very smart player there. So, yeah, I mean, this guy is obviously an insane player. Very, very good player. Calculates everything. Gets as much value out as he can out of every single interaction. And just played game 1 and 2 basically, I want to say, like, flawlessly, it seems like. I'm okay with losing there because I learned a lot from that exchange. You know, might be a bad time to get bodied 2-0 is when you're table 1 playing against one of the top 10 players on DB. But, like, I'll definitely take it, right? It's a learning experience. And I definitely, like, game 1, for example, like, I didn't even see that before. I watched that replay back a couple times before I filmed this episode. And, I didn't even realize how simple it would have been there just to set, wall up, and then I have a massive opportunity to come back on the following turn. And possibly even just win. And we'd be going to a game 3 right now, which would be insane. Because, like, yeah, I'd love to take this guy to a game 3. I'd love to play him again. He's a fantastic player. And obviously throwing the GGs in the chat, you love to see that. But yeah, that's the first loss I wanted to go over here on the series. I hope you guys enjoyed me getting 2-0 clapped. I mean, I feel like I played very well. Not well enough, I guess, after that, you know, that game 1 play, man. That game 1 play, I should have set, man. I would love to see how that would have played out if I would have decided to set those. And, you know, feel like we would have won, honestly. But yeah, make sure you watch your replays. You'll become a better player for it. Learn from your mistakes. Watch your losses more than your wins. And yeah, I guess with that being said, we're gonna go over a lot more losses here on this series as well. I've just been waiting for like a good loss to like go over instead of like one of the matches I lose is just like he had TC Boo game 1, he had TC Boo game 2, and I didn't draw a Cosmic. Like, not a whole lot to learn there. Obviously, this is one of those matches you can really dissect and be like, I opened insane game 1. How did I lose? I opened in pretty well game 2 and played through hand traps. How did I lose, right? I mean, game 2, he just opened better. Game 1, there's a lot more to learn there, I feel like. But yeah, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Click on one of the videos popping up at the bottom of the screen right now. And as always, winner kills, sending out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to our Divine level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Keith Scissors, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much as always for your extremely generous support of the channel.